Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for joining. I am Rachel Town, and I'm a Premier Director with Lemongrass Spa. Today, I asked my ladies of my VIP group to let me know any questions that they had when it comes to joining Lemongrass Spa. Because some of you might know, or you might not know, probably many of you won't, that the March Join Special for 2019 is getting the entire kit for $109. Check this out. You've got the spa kit, or you can pick the makeup kit, whichever one you want. Crazy, right? That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff for $109. And on top of all of the products that you get that are lemongrass and amazing, you also get business starter materials. So you get things like catalogs and order forms and all of that stuff that helps you really start your business off on a good start. So I am excited to share these answers with you because I'm sure if one person had them, many people had them. So we will start with our first question from Alicia, and it was, what percentage do you make back off sales? That's a great question and obviously pretty important to know, especially if you're looking to do this as a business. So if you make between $1 to $1,499, you make 25% commission off sales. If you make $1,500 to $2,999, if this is what you're selling in a month, then you make 30% commission off sales. And if you make $3,000 in sales or more, then you get 35% commission. You also get bonuses. So when you hit $1,500 a month, the home office gives you $75 product bonus to spend on whatever your heart desires. If you are building a business, you get more bonuses. So there's lots of ways to earn cash in the company. When you start, you get 3 months of what are considered your jump start period. And in fact, if you join in the beginning of March, you get 4 months because you get all of March and April. That's your first jump start period. And then all of May is your second, and then all of June is your third. So you actually would get 4 months of jumpstart period. And if you hit certain milestones within that month, then you get product bonus. So it's really, really great. It's so much fun, especially like if the first jumpstart, if you hit $750 in volume. So let's say you start, today is March 3rd. Let's say you start with the company today, you have all of March and all of April to hit $750 in sales and close 2 parties. That's a lot of time for a little bit of stuff. The average party is $400. So boom, you have 2 parties, you've got $800, you've hit Jumpstart 1, and you get cash in your pocket on top of the commission that you made. So it's just so much fun. Like let's say you hit $600 in sales on one party, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, I just have to close another party, and boom, I got myself some free money. It's just fun. It's so much fun. So Alicia, I hope that answers your question. The second question was from Becky, and Becky asks, how much do you have to sell each month? Now, of course, you want to sell as much as you can because that's what makes the paycheck, and paychecks, even if they're needed or just for fun, they're fun. They're fun to have. If it's your income, it is my income. When it's my income, it feels good to contribute to our family, but it also feels really good when I see the income go higher than I expected, because then I'm like, ooh, free stuff, let's do. What do we want to do this month, guys? We've got extra money. So it's exciting. But Becky, to answer your question, the minimum volume requirements as of now is $25 a month. That doesn't mean you have to sell it. Doesn't mean you have to buy it. You just have to have $25 in volume a month. So if that's your purchases, cool. If that's your customers' purchases, cool. It's just $25. So there's that one. Our third question comes from Nanette. And Nanette wants to know about taxes. And I'm going to read this one because it's long. She says, taxes. Do you get a 1099 stating how much you made? Do you keep track of this on your own, or does Lemongrass give you tax info? So a couple answers on this one. Yes, I do have to do taxes. Second, we have a beautiful form I can share with you. One of our uplines bought it from a direct sales business person. And so now I have that on my team to share with you if you are going to be traveling for parties, if you're going to be spending on stuff that you need for your parties to be successful, anything like that, you definitely want to keep track of, and you claim all of that. And yes, if you make $600 or more a year, then Lemongrass will give you a 1099. So you should keep track of your expenses. But if you're just doing it basically for the discount and hobby and you're not really putting a lot of money into it, then they will give you a 1099 and you can just claim that and not have to do all of the detailed stuff. But your tax professional will be the best person to answer that one for you. That is my answer, Nanette. Elaine asks if you have to buy a certain amount of products each month. No, you don't. You don't have to do anything. And I think, Elaine, if you refer back to the question that I just answered from Becky, how much do you have to have? You just have to have $25 in volume. So you aren't required to have any products in particular. It's whatever you want to do with your money, just that $25 volume. And then Becca asks, she states, I'm not much of a salesperson. Rachel, do you consider yourself a salesperson? Well, Becca, I don't. Isn't that funny? So I've been in tops with the company since I began my journey a couple of years ago, and I love it. It's so much fun. It's exciting. And yet I don't consider myself a salesperson at all. What I do consider myself is somebody who is extraordinarily passionate about helping people live a healthier life. So however that happens, that's been part of my life for many years. I worked at a not-for-profit organization in upstate New York, and that was where I helped the youth of the lower income families. I helped them make healthier decisions. And that started, I started that 8 years ago. So I had a lot of experience helping people get healthier. And then I was a fitness instructor and I was a fitness coach. And I just really, really love to help people live healthier. And Becca, I know you're an essential oil user and I know you love to share your passion and your knowledge with people. That's basically how I feel. I don't want to push you onto sales and stuff like that, but I'm thinking of you. I value you and I like you and I want you to know, hey, Becca, I know your favorite item, let's say it's the microdermabrasion cream, is on sale this month. Are you interested in getting it while it's discounted? Stuff like that. So I don't consider that salesy. I consider that being aware of my customers' needs and letting them know that I'm thinking of them and that I can help them save some money. That's where that comes. But even when it comes to parties or anything like that, I don't feel like I'm like, buy one, get one, or, I also don't feel like a salesperson, but I am like, oh my gosh, tell me about your skincare concerns. And then I'll listen. And then I have the best thing for you to try. And if I can, I'll get them a sample, but sometimes they're just ready to buy. And I'm like, okay, well, here we go. And then it's not just the salesperson aspect. You've got the 60-day exchange policy. So it's more like being their friend and being their helper, checking in, a couple of weeks, hey, have you tried your product? What do you think? And if they're liking it, perfect. Then check back when it's closer to the 60 days and say, hey, your 60 days is coming up. I'm just checking in to make sure that you're still happy with everything. And that way it's not really feeling like a salesperson. It's like, I want you to love your face. I want you to feel confident in your body. I want you to rock life. And if it's using a little cream that's helping you feel better and it's not toxic and that makes me happy because I know you're living your life a little bit healthier, then that's how I feel about that, Becca. Not a salesperson, just a helper. I'm a helper. And then Josie has a series of questions. So I'm going to answer them one at a time. Her first one is most difficult part of starting. So she wants to know what is the hardest part. I would say the hardest part out of experience, and I have a large team and just kind of seeing what their experiences are as well, it seems to be getting that first group of parties, really getting that group of parties and getting that group of people that really are going to support you. So that's what you've got to find, a group of people. You've got to get a strong start on parties if you want to do this as a business and a career, because that way you have a party and let's say two of those guests are like, I want to have a party too. And then it starts to branch, and then you're noticing that you're getting a lot of parties, and then of course you're getting business. And if you're a good consultant and you're checking in with people and how you're liking your things, thank you for ordering. Would you like to come to this event? You're keeping in contact with your people and you're doing a good job letting them know that you care about them, then they're going to want to come back to you. So I think that's the hardest part, is getting into that mindset. The biggest thing, this is true, you're not bothering them. You are being thoughtful. It's not bothersome, it's thoughtful. And a lot of people really hate that. They're like, I don't want to bother people. Like, you're not bothering people. Like, I love purchasing from direct sales companies. I love it. Especially only if it's people I know. So if I have a friend who sells 31 bags, I'm going to tell my friend, hey, I need to get a couple bags. Can you hook me up? And it saddens me when I don't hear back. It saddens me when they give me a link and that's it. and then I don't get a thank you, or they don't check in to see how I'm liking it. I don't like that. Like I bought direct sales because I want that experience. So if you can go in, and of course this is new if you're new to direct sales, but you have to get your mindset into, I'm not bothersome, I'm helpful. I'm thanking them. I'm acknowledging them. It's thankful. It's being thoughtful, and it's being thankful. So I think that's a big one, to kind of get your mind out of the fear of, I'm bothering them. Stop that. You're not bothering anybody. Do your thing and do you, and everybody will be happy. So then Josie's next question is going live mandatory? Going live is not mandatory, but from experience, I would say you should. So if you want to really build those connections with people, especially if you are doing an online presence. So I have a very large online business, and I don't have as much in person. Of course, I would strongly encourage in-person relationships if you can. However, we travel a lot, and I'm not always at my home to be able to do home parties. So my business is largely online. And if that is the case, then going live is really important, because otherwise y'all don't get to know me. Like you don't meet me, you don't get to figure out who is Rachel, who is this consultant that I'm trusting my face and my body with. And it's nice to be able to share the products and to show the products, even if I have some people that hate putting their face, they aren't confident in their skin, which is sad to me, but I understand. If you're not confident in your skin, you can always just go live and show products. So you don't even have to be in, you can just or you could aim the camera down and just show the products, and they can hear you and you can talk about the products. But truly, even the people on my team that have been afraid to go live, once they try it, and what we do is sometimes I'll say, why don't you, here we go, we're gonna go live, just me and you, because you can do that, and I'll show them how, and I can show you how. You can go live and have one viewer. You can select that viewer, or you can go live and cast it to nobody. You can literally go live just to go live and know what it feels like, but you're recording to nobody but yourself. So you can play it back on Facebook to watch it, and then you can change it. You can change the settings to let people see it if they want to, but you can go live and have it be seen by only you. And I would suggest doing that just to kind of feel what it feels like, get the sweats out. Your first time live, you're like, oh my God, I'm scared, I don't know what to do. So you can do the only you, and then you can get through the hibby-jibbies and do it a couple of times before you actually go live with people in attendance. So no, it's not necessary, but it really does help. It truly does. And then Josie's third question was, how do you learn the product and guide people toward their needs? This one comes with both training and experience. And Josie, since you've been using the products for so long, and I know a lot of you, I'm looking at the list of ladies, all of you have been using the products for a while, so you're probably fairly familiar. But let's say you're brand new and you know nothing about Lemongrass Spa. Well, when you sign on, you have access to Lemongrass University. And in there is a plethora of trainings, live trainings that were recorded. So there's questions and stuff in there. And there's documents upon documents that you can shuffle through. So even now, they constantly add. So even now, if I'm sleepless at night or I'm feeling a little anxiety, I'm like a screen hound. I know people say, if you're feeling anxious and you can't sleep, don't look at your phone. I'm like, phone, shopping. Shopping makes me happy. But I also will listen to training. So I'll pop in my earbuds, I'll go to Lemongrass University, and I'll listen to one of the new trainings that maybe I missed. And I'm always like, oh, that's a good idea. Or, oh, I didn't realize that. So there's a ton of trainings. And on my team, I do a lot of trainings as well. So you aren't going to be lacking in information. And then there's this Facebook group. It's the Lemongrass Consultant Community. And within there, it's closed. So it's only for consultants, of course. But in there, you could search, let's say you're interested in acne or rosacea. You could just type in acne, and you'll see all of the conversations that were ever had on acne. If you're interested in rosacea, you just type in rosacea and you'll see all this information. You'll see graphics, you'll see suggestions, you'll see people's before and afters. There's just so much information. Actually, that going back to Josie's question, what's the most difficult part of starting? That's probably it. For me, it's the overload of information. You're like, oh my gosh, there's so much. And it feels a little overwhelming. But I promise you, if you stick with it for like 2 months, after 2 months, you got everything. Like you've just got it. And now it's just learning and maintaining the knowledge, So it really is that first startup of, okay, I have a lot to learn. I've got to dedicate at least an hour of learning a day. You can take days off, but if you're going to work on Tuesday, take like an hour. If you're typing something up or if you're doing something that doesn't take a lot of thought. You can just listen to a training or you can jot down notes. At this point, I have read and listened to most things from Lemongrass University, but now I go to YouTube or I do trainings with, like, there's a John Melton. I love him. He's a really, really great social media networker. And so I follow him. I do a lot of trainings on that. I'm always listening to Audible. I do personal development and professional development books on Audible. So that part is just like building. And this is my career. So I know some of you have a career and you're looking to do this on the side. That's totally doable. That's how I started. Well, I started as a discount. I just wanted the 25% off my products. So, you know, if I spend $100, I actually only spend, I only have to pay $75. But then I did a party and I got addicted. And then I was able to retire. I was an educator. I was an educator for many, many years. And I had my own tutoring business near Raleigh, North Carolina. So it was nice to be able to say, okay, I'm going to focus strictly on lemongrass. And it truly is paying off. But the best part is it is just so enjoyable. I love, love, love running this business. It's extremely rewarding. So I hope those answer your questions. And of course, let me know if you have any more. This was series 1 of the questionnaire for my VIPs, and I'm going to have another one done tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.